So example, we create a diode. So we want to make this. How do we make that? So first, ano to? What is this? So this is a PN junction. Makita nyo? Meron tayong junction between N and... So this is a PN junction. So we have N-type, yung P-type, yung P-type yung ating silicon, N-type doping region, the interconnects mo. So it will be similar to this one. And the aluminum here, ito yung wire, ito yung wire. So yeah, this will be your PN junction. So if you want to make this, how will we go about it? So first, we start with a P-type silicon wafer. So yung wafers natin, yung silicon, usually it can be undoped, though there are also silicon that is already doped na inherently. So we start with the P-type silicon. Meron din tayong mga silicon na N-type, but since gusto natin is P-type yung body, we start with the P-type silicon, like so. So what dopants was used for P-type silicon? The most common one here is boron. Although there are also other like other dopants. Then we grow an oxide layer. You can use thermal oxidation. Boom, oxide layer. Then we deposit our photoresist. Since nakita natin kanina yung silicon oxide natin, meron siyang windows. So we need to etch yung silicon oxide natin with to etch those windows. We want to get these windows here. Ito and ito. Yeah. So we deposit our photoresist. We mask and expose our photoresist to UV light. So makita mo dito, yung mask ko, ito lang yung covered ngayon. Hindi yung isa pa. And may logic yan once we go into our doping. Kasi yung gusto nating i-dope lang naman is itong region na to. So, kailangan natin gawin is steps-wise or isa-isa natin bubutasan. So, ito muna, yung bubutasan ko. This region here. So, I'll mask and expose the photoresist to UV light. Then, yan. So, nakita na ito yung mask. I develop the photoresist and matitira yung pattern na to. So, if ito yung pattern na nakuha ko and yung mask mo is ganyan, what kind of photoresist was used here? So, if this is the case, since makita natin negative nung mask, yung nakuha natin pattern sa photoresist, this is a negative photoresist. So, we get this pattern here. Ito yung lithography natin. Tapos natin siya. So, let's assume that I already rinsed and dried it off. We can now go into our etching. So, I etch the silicon oxide with HF. That's it, HF vapor. Okay. Etch this off. Or pwede rin HF solution, whatever floats your boat. So, kunwari na lang isotropic yung makakuha natin. Kasi mahirap mag-draw ng anisotropic. Kunwari na lang yan. Kunwari anisotropic. Kasi mahirap mag-draw ng isotropic or yung curve sa PowerPoint. So note, most photoresists are stable against HF. Yan. And now, we remove the photoresist. So we remove the photoresist using solvents. Also another way, you can also do Piranha etching. Then, we can now deposit our or dope our region. So we dope the N-type region. Kunwari ions to. Makuha natin yung N-type region. So yung ions na ginamit natin dito, this could be, since N-type siya, phosphorus. So I think usually PCl5. Yeah. PCl5 phosphorus gas. Yung usually source ng phosphorus. Then, what we want to do next, so we now have this N-type region here. We want to now create the other window, yung isa pang butas na nandito. So we repeat the same steps. Deposit the photoresist. mask and expose the photoresist to UV light. But instead of putting it here, we put them sa kabila. So, ibang mask na yan. We expose it. Photoresist gone. Etch it. Then we get the hole. So, we now have this hole and this hole. Yung isang hole, dope lang siya ng N-type. So, one last thing that we want to do is we now have to create yung ating metal interconnects. So, balik tayo dito. So, ang nagawa na natin is ito. Ang nagawa na natin is ito. Ang kulang na natin is yung aluminum. So, to do that, after we've done yung ating ancillary steps kanina, we repeat it. So, we put photoresist. Then, we mask and expose the photoresist to UV light. Mask. Expose. So, makita mo dito, yung mask natin, medyo mas malaki siya than the previous one para ma-cover din natin yung oxide na konti. Para complete coverage yung dopant, yung dope region mo no interconnect. Yan. Then, since ito na yung natira mong photoresist after developing, we deposit aluminum or other metals. But since nakalagay dyan sa example natin, aluminum gusto mo, bigyan natin siyang aluminum. Yan. So what methods can be used here? You'll know this in the next module. So, but from module 1 naman, you're, I think, kind of aware. So, we can use evaporative techniques or pwede tayo mag-sputtering. So, we deposit the aluminum onto our surface. Then, we lift off the metal by removing the photoresist beneath. So, ang matatanggal dito would be ito. So, pag lift off natin yung photoresist, matatanggal yan. Matitira na lang is yung aluminum. So, kunyari na flatten natin siya. Kunyari maganda yung makuha natin is yan. Then, another additional step, if you want, is we can actually polish this such that flat siyang ganyan. But hindi ko na siya nilagay dito. So with that, we are done and we have created our PN diode.